So how should you prep yourself to be effective in the field? Whether you are in field training mode, you are being field trained, you're working with a mentor, or if you're ready to go on your own. The reality is those disciplines overlap to an extent. So let's first tackle how you should be prepared as a field trainee when you go out on the field to be trained by a mentor, by a field trainer. Well, I can give you two very important things that you need to be aware of. Number one, your ability to walk into that appointment with a sense of confidence, enthusiasm, says a lot even before the presentation begins. But I want to give you a caution though, because I have been on field training appointments where the field trainee is over the top with their excitement, they're over the top with their energy, and it almost looks fake and phony, especially when the person you're going to go see doesn't know you to be that way. If you're not an animated person, you can't become animated to the extent that you lose credibility, you hurt the presentation that's being done, not only for yourself, but also in the eyes of the trainer, because they got to work twice as hard to regain control and composure and credibility. That's not your job, right? That your job is not to detract that from the field trainer. Your job is to enhance that for the field trainer. But if you are over the top, that's going to harm you. Now, the flip side, if you are way below your level of enthusiasm. In other words, maybe you're nervous and maybe you are wondering, what are they thinking? What are they going to say? And that typically can happen if you're brand new. You're more concerned about what your friend, what your colleague, what your coworker, whoever's on your top 25, you're concerned about what they're going to say to the extent that you're not the person they know you to be. You are subdued and nervous. Well, that sends a message too. Let me encourage you. You walk in being the person that they know you to be. Now, if it's a brand new person, they don't know you, then just be yourself, right? Because if you pretend to be too excited, they're going to expect that level of excitement the next time they see you. And when you're not that same person, they wonder what's up, right? So just be yourself, but be a little bit more enthusiastic and learn how to point the attention to your trainer so that you don't become the focal point of that presentation. So what I tell my brand new trainees is you are the Ed McMahon. Remember the old Johnny Carson show? For those of you who might go out, if you're not over 40, you're not going to know Johnny Carson. But for those of you who know Johnny Carson, he always had the guy that introduced him. That's the Ed McMahon. And what happened after Ed McMahon was introduced? You rarely saw him on camera. It was always Johnny Carson. Ed McMahon came in, introduced Johnny Carson, and Johnny Carson, the camera was always focused on him. If you are in a field training situation, you are the Ed McMahon. The whole role is designed and intended to make the field trainer look great. Make the field trainer the subject matter authority figure. And then you just fade to black. You're there, but you're not really there. The focal point is the information and the way the trainer delivers it, and you're paying attention and learning. But if you come in there with lower energy than you're supposed to have or higher energy than it's normal, you're going to be very distracting to the person that's sitting there trying to figure out what are you doing here and what's this all about. Does that make sense? That's how you prep for an appointment. That's how you prep to go out in the field. Now, if you are already licensed, and you're beyond the field training, and maybe you are brand new. Now you're brand new, you've gone through your field training, you're still sort of wet behind the ears, you're not seasoned yet, but you're going out on your own. How do you prep for that? Let me give you my recommendation. Make sure that you know your stuff. The worst thing in the world that you can do is to be granted the honor of somebody else's time and you end up wasting your time and theirs because you weren't prepared. You weren't prepared with what's coming out of your mouth. You weren't prepared with asking those effective questions. You weren't prepared with the information they may have given you, the intel, the precious intel they may have given you. You didn't take time to prep how you're going to respond to that. You didn't take time to get to know a little bit about the person you're meeting with. So you have no idea who they really are because you didn't take the time to prepare enough, asking the right questions to know if you're meeting with somebody who is out of a job or struggling financially or is going through some situations at home that could certainly cause them to make a different decision than what you'd like. I've seen so many already licensed, I won't say seasoned, but a little bit more advanced agents and teammates go out in the field and they get blindsided. They end up wasting their time because they didn't do their homework ahead of time prepping for that meeting in the field. Don't be that person, okay? Because it'll hurt your business. And let me just leave you with one last point. You never know who you're meeting in front of that may be your next great teammate. And if you don't go in there prepared, and now you are trying to convince that person that they should look at the business opportunity and that you're the one that's going to lead them to the promised land, well, that's going to give them reason to second guess, because if they think that you're the one that's leading them to the promised land and you can't even find the bathroom, they're not going to follow someone who they're second guessing their leadership or their ability to have credibility. It's so important that you take the time to prep for the meeting. It means everything. If you go in there unprepared, you're going to appear sloppy and you're going to dilute the opportunity. And this opportunity needs you to be the best that you can be. They deserve it and you deserve it too. Be prepared and you'll have greater opportunities for more doors to open because you took the time to get ready prior to leaving the house.